2nd and 3 now. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
And the Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run. It may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. He gets 6 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Escapes the pocket. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he gets this forward to the 19. Give him 24 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10. Here's Jones. Juke the defender. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
They have it 1st and goal, an early lead available here in the postseason. Jones will not score, and it's not going to get back to the line either. I think he lost close to 3 on that play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead,
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here. 3rd and goal for McCarthy. This throw is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. 3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Vikings finish up an excellent opening series. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. Once it became goal-to-goal, Brock, that field goal team just didn't feel like they were ever going to see the field. This team was committed to making a statement on the opening series, even if it meant leaving the offense out there on 4th and goal.
yeah, I think that's really well said, Kate, for a couple of reasons. Number one, you do get a chance to finish, right? So you do all this work to get there, you want to finish it. But you also know if you don't get it, well, you set your opponent up with some really bad field position. I love that decision.
Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
They've got first down from the 31. Here's Akers up the middle. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense right there on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, here's Dak. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with the sack.
Fits it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. They have 3rd and 4 to start out. That's caught for the first. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That play good for 17 on a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. It's a good work to help reset those chains.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
As a play caller, Kate, I would always be a little cautious of a first down draw. I like it better when that defense is anticipating pass. Well, they were only anticipating getting the backfield and making that running back feel the pain.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Down to the air here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. So they're left facing 3rd and long. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Byron Murphy picks it. And the Vikings have it now on his 8th pick of the year. Well, we both saw what he was doing, Brock, trying to work the sideline there, but I don't think he ever saw the corner sitting back and just waiting to break on that throw.
And that's what the good ones do. They use the sideline to their advantage. It really becomes the 12th defender on the field. The elite corners in this league, they'll play to it. They'll bait those quarterbacks to making that throw, and then they'll close fast and take that ball away.
Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. That's caught, Keenan Allen. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. He'll get this to Jefferson. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Flush down now to his left. He's keeping it. And he's out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, here's McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. Offense up to the line fast. Another try following the sack. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones. Breaks the tackle, still going. And they make the tackle at the 38.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept at breaking up those passes.
A 55-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will add to their score.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. And it's the Cowboys. Lined up with a 2nd and 8. Prescott will look to throw. It's another first-half mistake. He's intercepted again. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. Reichert on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings take a 3-possession lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Return starts at the 3. And this drive will start inside the 25.
At their own 23-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air. Prescott after that pick. Into traffic. Complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
George Pickens, the intended target. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. But that defense was flying around and making the play.
Looking for George Pickens that time. And that brings up 4th and long. The Cowboys setting out their punting unit. And this is the first time he's been called on today. Collects this at the 32. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it's going to be Vikings football. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Grabbed by Jordan Addison. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
From the shotgun, McCarthy has the open man downfield. He has room past the 25. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings get more points to end a lopsided first half. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. Record there to tack on the extra points. And the Vikings make it a 24-point ball game. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Returnable from the 2. He gets popped quickly. Not a nice feeling or a nice return.
Well, that's the case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks him with a really long field ahead.
And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Somebody is going to the NFC Championship game from this one. Let's find out who as our second half gets underway. Fielded just shy of the end zone. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying it left side with Akers. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. He's throwing deep to the left side. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. Reichert on for the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Vikings continue piling on to this lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Return starts from the goal line. What a hit, and the ball's loose. And they steal it back on the return. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings grow the lead coming out of halftime. One after try good by Reichert. And the Vikings grow their lead yet again. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored. And with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. Kickoff taken at the 3. They get to him before that return can amount to much, just beyond the 15-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Prescott here from the gun. That's Jonathan Mingo, complete. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Harrison Smith in on the stop.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
It's a great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas. Here's Dak. And that one's going to hit the turf.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing again is Dak. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Looking for George Pickens that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Dak now from the gun. Oh no, they get him yet again. Harrison Smith with the INT. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. That pick 6 ought to spell the end to any potential comeback we might have seen out of him, Brock. This deficit might be just too much to come back from.
Yeah, if there was any hope left, they sure could have used some points. And they're going to have to get points now in a hurry. And that's for an offense who just threw the interception. Heading right back out there, you better flush it fast.
Returnable from the 1. He's stopped on the return at the 27.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now a give to Akers, running left. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 29. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. 1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Out of the shotgun. They'll give it to him inside. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. They give it to him again. By a man, and now he's in the clear. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down. Off the play fake, hits Prescott. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st down, here's Dak. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. The running back gets it on the draw. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive 1st down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
They just get the play off. And oh, he got it! Interception! Harrison Smith with the INT. He's at midfield. The 30. The 10. He's at the 5. He makes the next goal. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. I don't know about you, Brock, but I could almost feel them going through the 5 stages of grief over on that sideline, watching their would-be touchdown pass in 6 points return the entire way to the opposite end zone for 6 on the other side of the board.
You just don't really believe it's happening until he's, 30, 40 yards into his return, and then you're just powerless. Kate, just over 40 times in the...
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Fielded just shy of the end zone. Big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to the air following the pick 6. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jukes his way into the clear. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick 6 touchdown. So the defense scores, and now their offense coming out for 2 more. He's throwing for it. He's on the move. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there. Oh, I love seeing this, Brock. They got surprised with the pick 6, but they made absolutely sure there would not be another 2 added on.
Yeah, kind of the epitome of sudden change, especially on such short notice. Not a lot of time to get prepped on that sideline and get out there to defend the 2-point play, but they did their job and limited the damage that came from that interception.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Getting right back to it after that interception. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. They get it to single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st and 10, Prescott. Completed over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run. Pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 46. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas. Now Brandon Aubrey will try to knock it through for the Cowboys. This is a 44-yard look from the right hash. Gay's kick is good. And Brock, I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much.
After I'd imagine dozens and dozens of kicks into that net on the sideline staying warm, Kate, he finally gets his chance to knock a field goal through the uprights. And of course,
looking up towards the dome, can't bring it in clean. And normally that equals disaster, but it gets out of bounds and ends in a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pulled in by Allen on the sideline. And he got this close to midfield before going out. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They've got first down from the 31. On play action now, McCarthy. Bails out of the pocket quick. Taking a big shot for the end zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Hurry up offense now as time runs down. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
It was University of Wisconsin, Kate, the first time I heard this term, slow to explode through. And think how good that Badgers run game has been at the college level. Well, they made runs like that look easy. Slow to explode through.
It's Jones on the toss. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
And more yards. He's tackled at the 7-yard line.
So it's a win for the Vikings. And they took care of business just as you...
Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to... They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics dry it in the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget, we